What'd you think? Come on, I worked hard on that. Welcome to Plate Exchange. I'm Steve with On the Ring Apron. We've actually got Kia and Alyssa both behind the camera today. Both of y'all say hey.
Hey, you know I'm only saying this for my fan.
That's why she's here for this episode. But hey, it's Friday. Welcome to, again, Plate Exchange. Getting ready for Smackdown tonight. A live event at Madison Square Garden that WWE, for reasons, has been hyping up for the last several days. With 2 championship matches, including our new United States champion himself defending at MSG against the former champion. More on that in a moment. But of course, as we start building into WrestleMania season, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Mania Club. We're getting ready to get our new jerseys here in the next week. Thank you, Tay. But we start planning our road. We've got our tickets, basically everything except Stand and Deliver, I think, is pretty much done at this point. So you're going to be seeing plenty of us over the next several weeks. Go check out our poll about the events at Madison Square Garden tomorrow. Who do you think is going to walk out? Do both of them walk out champion? Do neither of them walk out champion? Let's get your vote, and who knows, something might come of that. But the reason we are here is, of course, to celebrate our new United States champion in form of the Demon Finn Balor. We've even got the perfect title for it. Anyone hasn't read it yet. Demon slays Damian. Run with it. But of course, Balor's championship reign may be short-lived, as he does have to defend against Priest tomorrow night at MSG. Before we do that, though, we do have a couple of other title changes that we do want to acknowledge before getting to the plates. The first one, as you can see over on the far right, as best as possible, is the 24/7 championship, which actually has actually changed hands twice since our last episode, and it's gone back and forth between the 2 individuals in the photo. That is Reggie and Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke, the champion, on Valentine's Day, decided she wanted to just be friends with Reggie, and as a result, Reggie said, well, fine, all bets are off, pinned her to win the 24/7 championship. 7 days later, he would go ahead and, for all intents and purposes, would give it back to her once she declared that, you know what, maybe I was a little bit too hasty in my decision to, throw away your feelings so quickly. And now it does appear like they're going to be a full-blown relationship. I also have to laugh at Akira Tozawa and Tamina trying to be a couple to try to one-up them at every stage. So that's an odd couple to say the least, but watching Akira Tozawa just walk off like a zombie after Tamina kissed him on Raw, that's been something good.
Ew.
That's the thoughts of most folks. Our second one is the Intercontinental Championship changed hands 2 weeks ago on Friday Night Smackdown as the Great Liberator, Sami Zayn, finally overcoming the atrocities and the controversy and the conspiracy that is supposedly against him, as he won back what he calls his Intercontinental Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. He is scheduled to defend that championship tonight against Ricochet, and of course with the thoughts of him still potentially having a conspiracy against him, and the lure of Johnny Knoxville still sitting in the background. Is something, potentially a swerve, going to happen tonight when he takes on the one and only Ricochet. So we'll see if his reign goes through. Show you his plates here real quick. The whole reason why we are not doing plate exchanges for Sami and for the next champion is because we've actually already done episodes for them before. So for those of you who are watching this through YouTube, and even if you're not, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, go back and find the previous videos, and you'll get an opportunity to see their plates getting put on this respective belt. Just like with Sami, we also have a new WWE champion over on Raw. This happened back at Elimination Chamber in Jeddah, and that, of course, is the Beast, Brock Lesnar. You pretty much have to be living under a rock to have not heard about what is coming up for him, as assuming that he could defend the championship tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden, he will move to WrestleMania, where he will go in a title unification match against the head of the table. That's where Alyssa's smiling and sticking her tongue out. But he will face Roman Reigns for both championships, winner takes all. So that championship happened once again. We actually have had a plate exchange that was done right after day 1, so that one's actually pretty recent. But the same story, his plate's already on the WWE Championship, so check out our video on that one if you want to. And we obviously encourage. So now we move up to our main point of why we are here, and that is to celebrate the new United States champion in the form of Finn Balor, a guy who kind of disappeared from the scene on Monday Night Raw for a little while and then has just kind of reappeared. And Damian Priest was very clear with his United States Open challenges. He wanted a World Championship WrestleMania caliber opponent to be able to face him in an open challenge. And a lot of people gave him some fight for wanting to take on a challenge this close to WrestleMania. But he was answered by Finn Balor, and as we have seen with other people, such as John Cena and with Sheamus doing the open challenges, eventually his open challenge, he burned himself. He ends up losing. It did ultimately lead to a Damian Priest heel turn, which I think has been certainly hyped up for quite some time now. So now we're going to get a chance to see what Damian can do as a heel. And of course, as I mentioned already, they are going to face each other tomorrow for the United States Championship at MSG. We'll see if anything comes of that. But first, let me go ahead and show you the Damian Priest plates that we put on here previously, just so that way you can see them before they leave. And now we go ahead and start switching them out for the new United States Championship, or the United States Champion. This will actually be the very first time that we will have put Balor's plates on anything, because the only other championship, at least in the main roster, that he had won was the Intercontinental Championship, and this was before the championship was changed to have side plates. It was still the old classic white. Of course, he has been the NXT champion, and there's a video, if you go back and review our videos of him winning the NXT championship, but his plates looked a little different back then. So these were confirmed on his Instagram on Monday night, that he is getting the same Balor plates that he had when he won the Universal Championship going back 5 years ago. There's the first Priest plate off. But it is nice to see. Balor, getting himself back into the picture, because I think he was a guy that I believe a lot of us believe was kind of getting thrown under the radar. He was getting treated poorly. A lot of rumors and a lot of dirt sheets saying that Finn wasn't very high on Vince McMahon's list. So for him to win the championship, is certainly a step in the right direction for Balor and his character. On live TV, we don't know if this is going to lead to something more permanent or if the entire reason for the title change was specifically for Priest to turn heel. So we will find out. But for now, he is the champion, and as a result, he gets his plates back on here. And as we said, confirmed on his Instagram, he does go back to his original plates he had when he was the Universal Champion, the very first Universal Champion. So that will be what's going on the U.S. title. So I'm going to pass it to Kia and Alyssa here as they run the camera and I get these plates on here. And of course, if you're watching this, feel free to throw your opinions in the comments as well. But you look at Balor as a whole heading into the WrestleMania scene, especially with him now holding gold, assuming he survives out of tomorrow at MSG against Priest, who would you want to see Balor go up against at the show of shows, WrestleMania, for the United States Championship? Would you want to see an open challenge, or who do you want to see jump in? I've left him silenced.
I feel like honestly, Finn is an all-around competitor on every brand that he's been on. So I'd like to see him do an open challenge. To see who comes out, because I feel like he can go up against anyone at any time, anywhere. Doesn't matter if he's in demon form, doesn't matter if he's in Prince form. He puts on the best performances in the ring that he can. So for me, I would love to see an open challenge, because I would love to see, now that he's come back and he seems like he's back full time and he's gonna be here, I want to see who, if he does an open challenge, who steps up and accepts. But also, I want to see him pretty much have a Roman Reigns type run where he literally, even though it's the United States Championship, I want him to run through everybody that decides they're gonna, accept the open challenge. I don't care if it's Prince form, I don't care if it's Demon form. I just want him to run through the whole entire roster to see what happens and how he reacts and what goes on. And so forth and so on. And what happened?
Yeah, I can tell everybody over there is watching me struggle. Yeah, that's not supposed to go that way, is it?
Oh, God.
No, he's not supposed to be upside down. He's not like 50 Cent or something.
Maybe help me out and find me like a pencil or something that I can put in there to
50
kind of pop the thing out, because the thing's a little too small to pop that thing out. But hey, you run things live. This is what happens sometimes, and I swore I had that thing right side up, but I guess I didn't. So I can at least work on maybe not screwing up the right one while Kia finds me something to work with here.
I think I got this. I don't know if it's gonna.
That'll probably work. So we'll try that out here in a second. But let me first look to see if I've got it right. So hey, it just means you get a little bit of an extended version of our video. Sorry about that, y'all. You do things live. This is what happens. Melissa, what about you? Who do you want to see answer Balor's call? Again, assuming he gets back Priest. Do you think Priest is, the guy for Mania, or do you see someone else from maybe the past or the present that would be a good match for Balor?
I think.
And no Roman Reigns is not coming over to challenge Finn
know.
Balor for his US. He gonna hold all the gold,
I know.
all of it.
Literally every single piece of it, and I'm there for it. All day, every day. We all know it. But no, I think an open challenge would be good, but I also could see Priest doing it, because why would y'all turn him heel if we weren't going to get to see it, Don't just put him in the back. I want to see it.
Right. To me, I think Priest has done too much in the last year for you to
literally
decide that a heel turn is going to be the
end all be all for him.
and then all of a sudden, he gets one match with Balor and then he's done. I don't think that's quite the route to go here.
I honestly, when I've been here to watch it, and now that I'm getting to watch wrestling at work while I'm, on the clock, I've noticed.
See, that's those unpaid benefits right there.
I've noticed that Damian has slowly been having his emotional, unstable breakdowns where he'd be Damian Priest, the good guy, then someone would push his buttons, and then he'd be the bad guy, and it's just to get to see his heel turn and the way he's turned and how he is actually going to proceed forward. I would like to see, a best out of 3 or 4 between these two, because honestly, you have to think, these two come from NXT. These two have been nothing but good competitors, and the plates look really good. I'm not gonna lie, but I also that's my baby. I love Finn, so it is what it is.
I will say, and I'll agree with you on that. I do think that I still think Priest is the best choice, even if Priest was to win it back tomorrow at MSG. I still feel like he's the best choice. I feel like that would give you your third match between these two. And I really do feel like that they have the ability to really tear the house down, especially when Priest made his debut last year at WrestleMania with Bad Bunny, and they absolutely, that was the highlight of the entire time, other than maybe, what's it, smash them, stack them, and pin them, I guess. But either way, you've seen the plates on here, and and bravo to WWE for finding ways to create the new championships. You've seen the Intercontinental in the United States here, but finding ways to still be able to use the plates that were created before the new titles came into play to still be able to allow us to be able to do our plate exchanges. But either way, that wraps up our show here today. This is our very first one that we did straight from YouTube to start. We do have a Twitter, an Instagram, and a TikTok. We use each of them to promote our channel. We also just do some fun on there. So if you follow our TikTok, you're probably going to see us kind of having a little more fun than we would. And it's not all about wrestling, so we can chat about virtually anything under the sun. A lot of fun stuff coming up as we prepare for WrestleMania. There's going to be so many top rope spoilers with some giveaways. So make sure you're getting folks in here. Like, subscribe, follow. Y'all have heard the spiel on every other channel. But take the time to follow us, because you just might net something as we head into WrestleMania. We had 2 winners last year that ended up winning meet and greets. One met Naomi, and another one met The Miz. So there's opportunities there that we're happy to give away, because without you, our following, we don't do this. We don't get paid for this. So it's important to note that we take the time to do this because we enjoy it and because you guys enjoy it. And that's why I love doing this. It lets me do something that I truly enjoy and share it with everybody else. Either way, that brings it into this. Enjoy SmackDown. We'll catch you later.
Bye.